talk about expectations in terms of maintaining employment with Integrity Capital, just so we're extremely clear about how you stay here and continue to grow here versus how we would part ways, etc. Because I think that's just part of peace of mind, just understanding exactly what it is expected of you in working with our firm. So, number one, you have to have a clear understanding and embrace and strive to live out the vision, the mission, and the core convictions of the company. So as my coach used to tell me, I played rugby for 6 years under a coach who only lost 7 times, fantastic guy. He said, don't do anything to embarrass yourself, your family, or your company. So pretty straightforward, but you really need to understand and live out and buy in and be excited about what it is we're doing, where we're headed, who we are. Otherwise, it's just not going to work for anybody. So number 2, no backbiting, gossip, backstabbing, anything having to do with harassment, belittling, etc., etc., etc. The employment guide that we have put together for policies and procedures obviously will lay that out. So anything that is a violation in there, unfortunately, would be a grounds for termination. Number 3, be on time for the meetings. We're big on following up, following through, being on time for things. Being diligent about that is a big deal. Don't expect it to be perfect, but we do expect it to be permanent. Number 4 is input. And be diligent about tracking your metric numbers. We are very focused on tracking and metrics and systems, and if you can't do that, it's going to be a real struggle here, because that's the only way we can find out if you're doing well, similar to if you're trying to grow in your health. You have to measure your body fat, you have to measure your weight, your height, all the metrics that matter in order to grow. So we just ask you that you have to be diligent about tracking your metric numbers. Number 5, submit weekly your calendar and your time blocking. We just really want to see that you're blocking time out, doing the activities, so we understand what's going on. Now eventually that's probably going to fade off, but in the beginning we just want to really see how are you blocking your time, otherwise I can't help and give feedback. Number 6, you must have a minimum of 100 touches. We've talked about that, or will be talking about that in another education session or training, per the company definition, per week. So that comes out to about 20 touches a day. It's not overwhelming, but it's necessary to do that in order to maintain employment. You must have generated at least 1 qualified lead per month in order to stay here. That's something that's converted and moving to a close. And then you must have generated at least 20 inquiries per month from all those touches that you've done, which comes out to about 400 or 500. And then finally, you just have to follow the phase 1 process. Just follow the system, stick with what we do. Don't try to be a cowboy too much. We're always looking for input and growth and ideas. But we've been doing this a long time, and we have a pretty good idea on how to be successful. But like I said, we're always trying to grow, but we do have systems and processes. So anyways, that's our expectations to maintain employment here at Integrity Capital.